at the Mote Marine Lab in the Florida Keys. They do some serious sciencing here.
Actually, before Mote was here, there was a monkey lab here.
Do what?
I know, right? They had to promise to replace all the mangroves that their monkeys destroyed. And we thought, if they can do that with mangroves, why can't we do that with coral?
Lecture has a lot of questions. If you look, you can see them everywhere. Use your mind to define energy and time. It's more than just some numbers on a page. Let's go with Sko. Vectors, friction, motion. Let's go with Sko. It's a lot more fun with a little commotion. Curiosity is the remedy. All you really need's velocity. Let's go with Sko. Professor Sko. Let's go with Sko. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Let's go with Sko. Professor Sko.
Hi, guys.
Hi, I'm Professor Sko. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Mads.
And these are my friends.
Hello.
So I was hoping that maybe we could watch what you're doing, and then maybe Professor Sko could fragment some coral of her own. Does that sound like a good plan?
Yeah, sure thing.
Thanks. So can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing?
Yeah, so right now I'm fragging APAL, or the Cropper palmata, that are it's more commonly known as elkhorn coral. And what I'm doing is using the bandsaw with this diamond blade, and I'm cutting them into small fragments, like you can see here. And yeah, and then they'll grow to full-size plugs, like these guys over here.
So the reason we cut the coral into small fragments is to accelerate their growth. So Mote actually developed a technology called microfragmentation, and it's where we take pieces of coral and we fragment them into small 1 centimeter size pieces, and then we glue them on top of these ceramic plugs. The act of cutting them actually creates a growth response. So it makes them grow 50 to 60 times faster than they would naturally in the wild. And so they can grow from that small 1 centimeter piece of coral to covering the entire head, which is about quarter size of the plug, in about 6 to 8 months, when it would normally take 5 to 25 years to get to be that size naturally in the wild. So all we've done is cut the coral, or we call it microfragmentation. So you want to try it?
Yes, please.
Okay, sure. So I'll show you how to do one, and I'll set one up for you, and then I'll let you frag it. So these ones are a little overgrown, so they might be a little wonky, but we want them to be 1 centimeter size, and I'll have this little guide block to show. So I'll cut a little strip. So this is a diamond blade saw, and it can't cut you. So you put my thumb on it.
Okay.
It cuts hard things, so no need to worry. So I'll go ahead. And then you don't want to put a lot of pressure, and you just rock it back and forth to help the blade go through the coral. And then I'll rinse it off real quick in my rinse bucket here. And you see this white stuff on top?
Yeah.
That's the coral's stress response to being cut. So we just take the pipette and it helps them breathe essentially, or calms them down.
Is this just, what kind of water is this?
This is salt water from the raceway that we're going to put them into after we're done. So yeah, so then I will
Continue to cut it again?
I'll continue to cut them into sizes like this. Rest over here. So then we have one that's about 1 centimeter size, and so there you can see the skeleton
Oh,
of the
yeah.
coral. Maybe this will be a little cooler to show. And you can see the little brown right under the edge, and that is their mouths of the polyps.
Wow.
Yeah, so we want to make it as flat as possible so it can sheet out the growth, but we don't want to cut off the mouth because it'll kill the coral. So what we do is I'll take the plug and leave a little bit of a sliver but I want to cut the edge, I want to abrade the edge to promote growth. So very gentle.
Wow, you're really good at this.
Thank you. So yeah.
How many coral have you fragmented?
Oh, hundreds,
Really?
hundreds, yeah. So if you want to take this one, and just I've already cut it in a strip for you, and you can go ahead and you step on the pedal here, and you want to have 3 points of contact at all times.
Okay.
So at least one on each side. I like to do 4, and you'll cut it here and rock it, and then I'll rinse it and I'll pipette it for you, and then you can cut another one, and we'll just go from there. So here you go.
Are you ready? We're gonna fragment the coral together.
I think you can do it.
Perfect. So if you want to give it a little rinse,
Yes.
it's a great job. Great job in
Professor
there.
Sko is a pro.
Yes.
Thanks.
So do you want to give them a little pipetting? Just right on top of the tissue there. Perfect, perfect. And then if you want to cut right above this second plug, you can see here from where this coral has been fragged before, because there's a little bit of a leftover plug from the first time it was fragged. And I always think that's super cool to see. So yeah, so if you want to go through, you can cut like right here along in a diagonal, and just make sure not to get too close to the tissue up top.
Just right along.
Yep, just right along the plug.
All right.
Okay, perfect. If you want to throw them in there,
Okay.
and I'll give it a little, where's the pipe? A little pipette to get rid of that
yeah.
stress
Yep.
response. Yes.
So, do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Sure.
So, when did you first become interested in marine science?
I've been interested in marine science since middle school. I was super into Animal Planet and like Blue Ocean.
Oh,
So
cool.
yeah, but I'm from West Virginia.
Oh,
so
no
there's,
way.
There's no ocean there. It's all mountains. So this has been a great opportunity to come here and get to see the coral firsthand.
Wow,
So,
and
yeah.
what does a typical day look like for you here?
Well, I'm part of the restoration team, so it's basically coral husbandry all day. So we're kind of like coral farmers, and we take care of the coral and make sure that they're happy. So typical morning starts down in the raceways, and we siphon all the detritus or the snail poop up to keep their tanks clean.
You learned about that?
Yeah, cool, cool. And then I do a transfer in my section every day to just move the corals from one tank to an empty one to make sure that we're cleaning all the tanks so that they're nice and happy and have a lot of like free space.
Okay.
And then it's a lot of siphoning, but a lot of my day is fragging, which I love because it's just like getting to see the process of, because these guys will grow out and then they'll get outplanted. And so it's super cool to be a part of the beginning steps of the whole coral restoration process.
Cool. So can you show her how to glue them onto the
Yes.
plugs?
Yeah.
So let me cut a couple more for you real quick, and then I'll show you how to glue.
So Professor Sko, do you know if a coral is a plant or an animal or a rock?
I believe, I don't know, do you know if coral is a plant, an animal, or a rock? Don't know? Go to professorsko.com and click on In the Know to find out.
So like here I have our plugs already set out, and on the bottom is written the genotype of the fragments.
So a genotype is the individual DNA of each coral. So just how we as humans are genetically different and unique, coral is also genetically different and unique. So each coral has its own genotype or DNA. And it's important that we keep the same genotypes together because they act as little clones of one another and they recognize themselves. But if they're the same species but a different genotype, sometimes they'll fight and kill one another. So we have to keep the ones that are related to each other together in our tanks.
Interesting. I'm learning so much science with you two. Okay, let's see them.
Yes, so the next step is gluing them onto the plugs.
Okay.
So we have some reef safe glue, so it's not harmful to the corals at all. And all we do is take a dollop on just a little tiny dot there. And then we'll take the coral and I'll press it on with 2 fingers, and then I'll press it with a different one that I didn't touch, just to make sure we don't get any glue on the tissue. So then we set him in here with all of his other friends.
Ah.
So yeah, if you want to go ahead and try to glue, you're more than welcome. That's perfect. And then you can take the one that you fragged and just set him upright. Yes, perfect. Tissue facing up. And push it down. Perfect.
Right. Go back with your other friends.
That's so great.
Oh, we did it!
Great
So,
job.
will we be able to follow along with our coral?
Yes, you will. And so what we'll do is we'll make note of the genotype, which is 133, and when that gets outplanted, we'll let you know. And then you'll be able to watch and watch it grow.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for helping us
Of
today.
course,
It was
yeah.
really nice meeting you.
It was nice to meet you too.
Thanks. All right, let's
All
go
right,
on.
let's go see some other stuff. You want
Okay.
to?
Cool.
All right.
Let's go.
You can see them everywhere. Use your mind to define energy and time. It's more than just some numbers on a page. Let's go with Sko. Vectors, friction, motion. Let's go with Sko. It's a lot more fun with a little commotion. Curiosity is the remedy. All you really need's velocity. Let's go with Sko. Professor Sko. Let's go with Sko. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Let's go with Sko. Professor Sko.
We're going to fragment the coral together.